Hello dear engineers, welcome to the Al-Handasah YouTube channel. In this lecture you will learn 100 interview questions for civil engineers. This is the second part of 201 interview questions for civil engineers. In previous part we learned 101 interview questions for civil engineers. In this part we will learn 100 interview questions for civil engineers. So let's begin. Second part, engineering mechanics. 102nd. What is shear force? It is force acting in the direction parallel to the body's cross-section or surface, such as air pressure flow over an aeroplane wing. 103rd. What is bending moment? It is a reaction induced in the structural member due to the externally applied force, causing the member to bend. 104th. What is the negative bending moment? A moment that produces tension on the top part in compression at the bottom part of a beam is called the negative bending moment. 105th. What is the moment of inertia? It expresses a body's tendency to oppose angular acceleration. 106th. What are the equations of equilibrium? The equations of equilibrium are following. The summation of forces on x-axis should be 0. The summation of forces on y-axis should be 0, and the summation of moments should be 0. 107. What is a zero force member? It is a structural member in a truss that is neither in tension or in compression and doesn't support any loading but helps in the stability of the truss. 108. How many types of beams are based on supports? We have following beams based on supports: simply supported beam, cantilever beam, overhanging beam, continuous beam, fixed supported beam. 109. How can you identify zero force member? A two-member joint. If two non-collinear members meet at the joint that doesn't have any load, both are zero force members. A three-member joint that doesn't have any load, two of which are collinear, the third member is a zero force member. 110th. What are various types of load? There are the following load types: concentrated or pointed load, uniformly distributed load, uniformly varying load. 111th. What is the slenderness ratio? The ratio of structural elements column length to its least radius of gyration. 112th. Where does the maximum bending moment occur in beam? The point at which shear force changes its sign. 113th. What is it called if the material has all identical properties? It is called isotropic. 114th. Where does the maximum bending moment occur on a fixed end beam due to moving load? At the support. 115th. Where does the maximum bending moment occur on a cantilever beam? Maximum bending moment at fixed end and 0 at the free end. 116th. What is the point of contraflexure? The point at which bending moment changes negative sign to positive and vice versa is called point of contraflexure. 117th. What is the value of bending moment at the point of contraflexure? The value of bending moment at the point of contraflexure is 0. 118th. How can you determine a bending moment, whether it is positive or negative? With helps of sign convention, the clockwise moment is positive and the anti-clockwise moment is negative. Its direction is opposite to the direction of the force. 119. How many types of supports are used in structure? The following supports are used in structure: pin support, ruler support, fixed support. 120. What is equal to the rate of change of bending moment? Shear force. 121st. What is the modulus of rigidity? Shear stress to shear strain ratio is known as the modulus of rigidity. Estimation in costing. 122nd. What is the density of sand? Density of dry sand equals 1600 kg per cubic meter. Density of river sand equals 1760 to 2000 kg per cubic meter. 123rd. What is the density of aggregate? The density of aggregates is 2400 to 2900 kg per cubic meter. 124. What is the density of brick? The density of brick is 1600 to 1920 kilogram per cubic meter. 125th. How many cement bags are in 1 cubic meter? There are 28.8 bags of cement in 1 cubic meter. 126th. How can we calculate the volume of concrete? We can calculate the volume of concrete by multiplying the length, width, and height or depth of the member. 127. How can you calculate materials quantity for M15 grade concrete? It can be determined with 1.54 divided by the sum of M15 grade concrete ratios, 1:2:4. You can calculate this concrete like following procedure. 128. What is 1.54? It is the dry volume of 1 cubic meter of concrete. 129. What is full form of BOQ? The full form of BOQ is bill of quantities. 130. What is estimation? It is a probable work cost usually prepared before all construction start. 131st. What are the types of estimation? The types of estimation are following: approximate or rough estimation, cubical content estimation, detailed estimation, quantity estimation, revised estimation, annual repair estimation, supplementary estimation, extension and improvement estimation. 132nd. What are contingencies? It refers to the incidental expenses of a miscellaneous character that can be classified under a specific item. A provision of 2 to 5% of the estimated cost is provided to meet the cost of unexpected items. 133rd. What is work charge establishment? It refers to the establishment which is charged to work directly. 1.5 to 2% of the estimated cost is provided to avoid excess of the administratively approved estimate. 134th. What is rate analysis? It is the process of fixing the rate of an item that is known as rate analysis. 135th. What is SOR? SOR means schedule of rates. It is a list of different work items prepared after analyzing. This document is called the schedule of rates. 136th. What are the different methods of building estimation? We have two methods for building estimation: long wall, short wall method, and central line method. 137. What is the full form of DPR? The full form of DPR is detailed project report. 138. What is the formula to calculate the volume of trapezoidal footing? This is the formula to calculate the volume of trapezoidal footing. 139. What is QA in QC? QA means quality assurance, means the implementation of proactive methods that propose to prevent defects. And QC means quality control, means the method of examining the output to identify defects and correct them. Surveying. 140. What is surveying? The branch of science helps determine the relative positions above or beneath the Earth's surface through direct and indirect measurements of distances, directions, and elevations. 141st. What are the primary two divisions of surveying? The primary divisions of surveying are plan surveying, geodetic surveying. 142nd. What are the principles of surveying? The principles of surveying are: first, always work from whole to the part. Second, location of a point by measurement from 2 points of reference. 143rd. What are various instruments used for linear measurement? Instruments for linear measurement are chain, tape, arrow, picks, ranging rod, offset rod, plumb bob. 144th. What are the various types of chain practiced in surveying? Types of chain are following: metric chain, surveyor chain, denter's chain, engineer chain, revenue chain. 145th. What is ranging? The process of fixing intermediate points during chaining to maintain the direction of work is known as ranging. 146th. What is compass surveying? It is the part of surveying in which a compass defines the direction of the survey line and their length by tape or chain is known as compass surveying. 147. What are the different types of compass? Types of compass are following: prismatic compass, surveyor's compass. 148. What is traverse? A series of connected lines whose length and direction are known is called a traverse. 149. What are the different types of traverse? Types of traverse are following: first, open traverse; second, closed traverse. 150. What is meridian? The fixed reference line is known as meridian. 151st. What are the types of meridian? Meridian has the following types: true meridian, magnetic meridian, arbitrary meridian. 152nd. What is bearing of line? It is horizontal angle which it makes with reference line or meridian. 153rd. What are the different systems of designation of bearing? The systems of designation of bearing are below: WCB, whole circle bearing; QB, quadrantile or reduced bearing. 154th. In which system does the prismatic compass works? WCB, whole circle bearing system. 155th. In which system does the surveyor compass work? It works in QB, quadrantile or reduced bearing system. 156th. What is the reduced level? It is the method of surveying to determine the relative position of the points on the Earth's surface. 157. What are the parts of dumpy level? The parts of the dumpy level are following: telescope, eyepiece, object piece, object focusing screw, eyepiece focusing screw, longitudinal bubble, and foot screw. 158. What is the full form of DGPS? The full form of DGPS is Differential Global Positioning System. 159. What is the backside? The first reading from any setup of the instrument refers to the backside. 160. What is foresight? The last reading is taken from the instrument before distributing it from its setup. 161. What is the intermediate sight? All reading taken between backside and foresight refers to intermediate sight. 162nd. What are the types of level computation methods? The level computation methods are below: first, height of instrument method; second, rise and fall method. Transportation engineering. 163rd. What is the full form of WBM? The full form of WBM is water-bound macadam. 164th. What is curve? It is the raised edge of the pavement that divides it from the pavement. 165th. What are the types of camber? The types of camber are following: first, straight line camber; second, two straight line camber; third, parabolic center camber; fourth, composite camber. 166. What are the different types of gradients? The types of gradient are following: ruling gradient, average gradient, limiting gradient, exceptional gradient, floating gradient, minimum gradient. 167. When traffic rotary is provided. It is used when the number of intersecting routes is between 4 to 7. 168. In which parking the maximum numbers of vehicles can be parked? In 90-degree angle parking we can park maximum number of vehicles. 169. Why a central line marking is used in roadways? It is used for two-way traffic. 170. What is the background color of the informatory signboard? It is traffic yellow. 171. Why is camber provided in the road? Camber is provided in the road for effective drainage. 172. How much should be the camber slope? The slope of camber is half of the longitudinal gradient. 173. What is the preferred shape of the valley curve? The preferred shape of the valley curve is cubic parabola. 174. What is the maximum spacing of contraction joints in the rigid pavement? The maximum spacing of the contraction joints in the rigid pavement is 4.5 meter. 175th. What is the maximum thickness of the expansion joint in the rigid pavement? The maximum thickness of expansion joint in the rigid pavement is 25 cm. 176. In the cement concrete pavement, in which joint the tie bars are used? In cement concrete pavement, in longitudinal joints we use tie bars. 177. What is the function of the expansion joint in the rigid pavement? Expansion joint allows free expansion for concrete. 178. What is the fundamental factor for the selection of pavement type? The fundamental factor for the selection of pavement type is intensity of traffic. 179. What is the most suitable material for highway embankment? The most suitable material for highway for embankment is granular soil. 180. What is the maximum daily traffic capability of bituminous pavement? The maximum daily traffic capability of bituminous pavement is 1500 tons per day. 181st. For compacting clay soil, which equipment is most suitable? For compacting clay soil, sheep foot roller is suitable. 182nd. In the construction of flexible pavement, which binder is usually used? In the construction of flexible pavement, usually bitumen is used. 183rd. From where ruling starts in the construction of the highway? Ruling starts from sites and proceeds to the center. Soil mechanics in foundation engineering. 184. Which test is performed to determine soil ultimate bearing capacity? Pallet load test is performed to determine soil ultimate bearing capacity. 185th. What are the types of shallow foundation? The types of shallow foundation are following. First, strip foundation. Second, isolated foundation. Third, combined foundation. Fourth, raft foundation. 186. What are the types of deep foundation? The types of deep foundation are following: pile foundation, pier foundation, caisson foundation. 187. What are the different types of shear failure? The different types of shear failure are below. First, general shear failure. Second, local shear failure. Third, punching shear failure. 188. Which test is performed to determine the pile's load carrying capacity? Pile load test is performed to determine the pile's load carrying capacity. 189. What is the negative skin friction? When a portion of the soil layer surrounding the pile shaft settles more than pile, then pile experiences downward drag that is called negative skin friction. 119. What are the types of caisson? The types of caisson are following: box caisson, open caisson, pneumatics caisson. 191st. What is the difference between compaction and consolidation? A gradual process of volume reduction under sustained static loading refers to consolidation. In contrast, a rapid volume reduction process by mechanical means like vibration, rolling, and tamping refers to compaction. 192nd. What is the use of the standard Proctor test? It is used to determine the compaction of various types of soil and soil properties with changes in moisture content. 193rd. What do you mean by consistency limit of soil? In fine-grained soil, consistency in physical state in which it exists. It is applied to express the degree of firmness of soil. Such terms indicate the consistency of soil as soft, firm, or hard. 194. What are the types of consistency limits? Types of consistency limits are following: liquid limit, plastic limit, shrinkage limit. 195th. What are the types of lateral earth pressures? Types of lateral earth pressures are following: first, at rest pressure; second, active pressure; third, passive pressure. 196th. What is at rest pressure? When the soil mass doesn't experience any lateral yielding or movement, it is known as earth pressure at rest. This condition happens when the retaining wall is rigidity is fixed at its top and can't rotate or move laterally. 197th. What is at active pressure? When the soil mass yields or moves so that it ends to stretch horizontally, then it is called active earth pressure. When the retaining wall moves away from the backfill, soil mass stretches in the active state of earth pressure exists. 198. What is passive earth pressure? When the soil mass yields or moves so that it ends to compress horizontally, it is called passive earth pressure. 199. Which ruler is best for compacting coarse-grained soil? Vibratory ruler is best for compacting coarse-grained soil. 200. For what kind of soil lime stabilization is suitable? Lime stabilization is suitable for plastic clay soil. 201. How undisturbed samples of soil are obtained? With the help of thin-walled sampler, we can obtain undisturbed samples of soil. Thank you, dear engineers, for your attention. Subscribe the channel and share the videos. And also mention the important topics you want to learn. I will collect the information and record videos on these topics.